this truck's never going to leave the shop, maybe. Okay, I'm back helping Nate on his international, and it never wants to leave the shop.
No.
There's a new problem that we found. It's how much play is in the axle on the driver's side. This is probably the most critical part. So we're trying to figure this out. So we're looking in this manual, which is pretty handy actually. But we're trying to figure out how you get rid of that end play. And the way that the assembly is on this hub is somewhere in here. I thought it was somewhere in here. Okay, please hold. I will find it.
Oh, it may be in the back. The wheel section in the back.
Wheels and rims. Yeah, so when we got this drawing here, which ours is an R1060, so then you have the axle and a tapered bearing, and the axle is tapered, so the tapered bearing is pressed onto a taper. So in theory, if this axle is pressed in to the housing correctly and on the axle correctly, we shouldn't have that play. But we've got play. What the heck? So we're going to take it apart and figure out what's wrong with it. What do you got to say about that, Nate?
Classic.
Yeah, we looked at the other side, and the other side is rusty, so it doesn't have any play in it, though.
They're both coming out. They're both trash.
Okay, we got the axle shaft out. What we did is we came up with this little apparatus on a slide hammer, and it bolts right to the hub. Like that. And then we team ramrodded it out of there. So Nate and Dad are over there cleaning up the shaft and the bearing. Nate's going to get new bearings because these ones are made in Japan, and we're thinking that maybe they're not the right ones, but we don't know. But we're going to clean them up, see if we can figure out how to get rid of this play, this end play in the axle. And what I'm going to do is clean up this side. I'll take apart the other side. We'll make sure to keep those ones separate because this side is tight. This side does not have any end play in it. But look at how rusty that bearing is. So, and it sounds crunchy when you rotate it. So we're going to take that apart and fix it, or this truck's never going to leave the shop, maybe.
There we go.
Yeah, this side is very much drier than the other side.
Marginally.
Oh, and it smells good.
Like 70-year-old dinosaur farts.
Yep.
Oops. There we go. Thank you.
So it won't go anywhere. So this one is rusty. That's why we want to do this one. You know what we should do before we put it back together too is grease those zerks and make sure that we clear those passages out. There you go. Alright, Dad got this side cleaned up. He's going to work on it a little bit more, but what we're trying to do is clean this fully up so that the race will slide all the way in there easy. You can tell this has been worked on before. We're going to continue to do that. That's the driver's side. The passenger side we haven't cleaned up yet, and this is what it looks like. See, it's a little grungy, so we're going to clean it up. Okay, our axle business for today is over because the bearings are bad. And nobody has any freaking bearings, but this side doesn't have seals, so we have got some stuff that we're going to order. So now we're going to move on to the brakes. So we got to go get a flex brake line for the rear and redo all this hardline stuff because we got to make this mo better. So we're gonna go get a brake line, and then we're gonna try and get brakes done.
I didn't know what I was doing when I started it.
Since we're not doing axles today. Progress update. Look at that frickin' line. We had to just get rid of all the old stuff because, well, because we couldn't bend it.
Because Nate made a mess of it to begin with.
Well, it's, you know, we use the rubber line because it's been convenient to have the rubber line on there. So we have that loop-de-looing over there. We use these factory bolts that were in here with these little hanger guys on there. We ran to a new line and beautifully bent it over the little pumpkin there. And then we put our new, this is from a 1986 Ford Mustang, according to the AutoZone guy. Got that guy on there, so we got the flex from the frame to the axle, and then Nate's putting the little lightning bolt one on this side, and then we should be golden. It looks good. Then we gotta test it, put fluid in there and see how many leaks we got. We created a whole bunch of new areas to leak, so.
I didn't tighten any of that up.
Ta-da! We got it done. Now we gotta bleed it. Look at how nice that looks though. I think a bunch of professionals did it. Then you look at the 3 idiots that are working on it, and you're like, those guys are not professional.
They didn't do that.
All right, you guys remember that auction that I went to? And I bought something that I don't know why I bought it, I just bought it. That's this guy. Found a new owner for it. So we gotta get this, the motor, and all that stuff loaded up onto the trailer so I can go take it down and deliver it to him. He is paying me for a delivery fee. Super nice guy. I ended up making a little bit of money on it, and I get a space in the garage back because, holy crap, there's too many things in here. Anyways, bye-bye 63 Galaxy. Would have been great to keep you and do something with you, but I got too many other things going on.
All right. Good morning. I'm alone today at Brother Zach's shop. He's got to work today, doing the Lord's work. And today I'm going to learn about all these bad Larrys in here. All these nice wheel bearings. Looks like they've been on a shelf for a little while. So taped up. So we're going to try to do the wheel bearings on Delores today. We'll see how that goes. I'm no master mechanic like these fellas are, so wish me luck. So we got the axle shafts out the other week, and we started in on this because this driver's side one here had some vertical play, and pulled them out, and I'm trying to get these lined up so you can see, but they're the same length shaft, but our bearings don't line up. Actually, I'm sorry, this is the passenger side here. So this is I don't know which side is which, just ignore me. Anyway, this is the original bearing. It's in the right spot. It's the original part number. I think it may even be 70 years old for the rest of the truck, which is pretty cool. It lived that long, but somebody left the wheel seals out of it the last time they opened it up and got a fair amount of corrosion in it. This is some sort of aftermarket bearing out of Japan, and you can see that it's significantly different in its placement on the shaft, so I think that accounts for the vertical play. Alright, so this is the passenger side shaft that had what we think is the original bearing on it, and it is being awfully stubborn. What a surprise, since it's been on there for 70 years possibly. So the press didn't want to take it off as easily as the other one, so we're going to give her a little bit of heat, see what happens.
Okay, it's been a while, but me and Nate are working on his truck again. We got to put this thing back together.
With maybe the right parts.
With maybe the right parts. So he did some research and he found this is like the old seal stack assembly, and this is a new like lip style.
Nice.
So we're gonna figure out
It's even color matched.
how it goes together. Oh yeah, look at this. See, perfect. So we're gonna we're gonna figure out assembly here. Sounds like maybe Mike just pulled up. But we gotta put all this stuff together. We got our tapered bearings. So these should be tapered ID so that they fit on the tapered axle shaft. So that's what we're doing. We're gonna do it and then we're gonna drive it. That's our goal today.
We're gonna do a burnout.
He says we're doing burnout. I don't know about that. We're gonna break something if we do burnout, I think. All right, we just really got excited. This side is almost all the way back together. We got the bearing pressed in there, and it's right, or more righter than the wrong one was. And then we got the new seal in there. It's underneath this. Oh wait, it's underneath that too. Ta-da! And then we're putting all these guys back in there. The next thing is the brake backing plate. I think that's what that's called. And then we can sandwich that down. And then put the hub on there and put the wheel on there.
Look at that.
And then Bob's your uncle. Yeah, look, there's no play.
Yeah. We also, if we don't have enough thread on these, it may not need all this shim pack. So we'll see how that goes.
I think we should be good. Because once we get that on there with the thickness of that, we're still going to be able to get that full thread engagement, I believe. All right, Nate's on his own because I'm holding the camera.
That's right. Okay.
Or, hold on. I wonder if, does this? No, there's no way that can fit through there. This has got to go on next.
Yeah. I just don't know how to use my hands or digits, and now I've got everything out of line.
That's okay.
The camera made me nervous.
That's okay. So here,
I can pop this back.
we'll put that.
I pop the shims.
There, push that bolt back through. I think it's lined up now.
There.
Yeah. Now get your brake on there. Okay. Now this goes on there. And this goes on there. And then a nut.
Right.
There you go. You got
Oh,
one
I don't
started.
have an Uncle Bob.
No Uncle Bob's? So Bob's not your uncle?
Bob isn't my uncle, but he could be.
You got a Robert? Because he's also a Bob.
That's true. I don't have any Roberts.
Ta-da!
How about that?
We think we got it right. We are not super certain, but it seems good.
If it's not, we'll figure it out.
That's how it fits, so that's got to be how it goes.
Assembly drawing isn't great for this, but
Yeah, the assembly drawing doesn't show the brake on there. Wake up. Yeah, see there's no brake assembly on here drawing. I bet you if we scroll far enough we'll find the brake.
I did take pictures.
Oh, we could probably just look at the pictures that we took.
So here's how it came off.
Yep.
Right, so here's the brake assembly, and here's
Yeah,
those
so that goes on the
outer
outside.
shim covers.
Sweet. We're getting it. Look at us go. Bunch of frickin' geniuses. Bunch of geniuses. Look at us go. We got this bolted down. So now we got to put the hub on.
Nice fresh wheel studs.
Oh yeah, we did.
That's what started this
new
whole
wheel
adventure.
stud. Yeah,
was
we
just
did.
Doing the wheel
We were just gonna replace those. We ripped the whole axle apart. Look at us go.
That's just how it happens, I guess. Oh, look at that. Slides right in place.
Like a glove.
How about that?
And then it'll probably just suck it in there when we tighten the nut down, right?
Should drive it on there a little further. We'll have to get a little bit of thread engagement.
Oh yeah.
How about that? We got some thread engagement, just a little. Doesn't that sound better than it did?
It still sounds questionable. Oh, it's because that's the center section spinning. Because see how your drive shaft's not spinning? That's your spider gears are rotating, which that's what they're supposed to do.
Aha.
I was like, why is that happening?
Aha.
That's fine. Just don't mind us. We're dumb.
Please don't watch when I'm about to.
Now,
Oh, you have the dig adjustable. I always forget that you have this.
we're not using the pipe wrench on that. That's not a pipe.
Listen,
We're not doing it, Nate. I refuse. I refuse.
Probably still set to what? Yeah, it's still set to this thing.
Oh, your wrench caught the frickin' nut.
What now? Oh.
That's why it fought it, because it caught the washer.
Oh, yeah.
All right, we got the passenger side all cleaned up. Look how pretty it is. And Nate's got the axle. He's going to bring that over here. And then we got to press the race in.
Yes. I did run grease through that too to clean it out.
Awesome.
Nipple, yeah.
And get the grit and crap out of there.
Yeah.
Hold that pose. Hold that pose. Keep your back straight. You've been waiting for that. You've been waiting.
Yeah, there's some stuff going on behind us over here.
You don't want to know.
No, we don't think we do.
That's okay. When we push the race in there, it'll straighten out.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
We put this in there. Oh. And then now we just gotta tap that guy in there.
Oh, we didn't take the tire off.
If I remember right, when we took this thing apart, that bearing was sticking out. Like, because that was the first time that I noticed. I was like, why is this bearing so far out and the other one is like completely recessed? Because remember, the other one was all the way in there.
Yeah.
So that might just be the machining differences from driver to passenger, I guess. But we also don't know that anybody ever switched this axle shaft out or...
No, and you know that one ran with the wrong bearing on it, so it may just be more worn on the inside.
Well, and this shaft where the taper for the bearing was at is smooth. That one, there was a step.
Yeah.
So then that would allow that bearing to go further in. So
Right.
So now I think we can put it together.
Yeah.
Put our seal on there. Oh, we can put our key in there next.
Yeah, that would be good, right?
And Bob's your uncle.
Bob.
All right, we got it together. And these are really tight. But it may just be because with that new seal on there and the way that it kind of crushes in there, that may just be tight until we drive it. But we're going to try and run it on the lift and see what happens. So he's going to grease up that outer bearing a little bit more. And then we're just going to let it idle on the lift. And then see what it does. All right, Nate got his truck back on the ground.
First time,
And
long time.
yeah, you let it idle in gear up there for a little while just to spin everything in, and everything felt okay. So now we're gonna go take it for a test drive.
Gosh, all that turning radius, oh my god! Turns like a sports car.
Not used to the turning radius yet?
Working tack.
Oh yeah,
How about that?
tack works. We're in economy.
That's very economy truck.
We need to get it up to danger.
We're gonna approach danger. Where are we going?
I don't know. Wherever you want to go.
Yeah, because if we don't make it this time, we're hitting the track over there.
Well,
We're gonna hit the excavator.
that might not be good.
Oh man!
Yeah.
How about that?
Isn't that amazing? It feels like both of the rear wheels are on there still.
They are. A little bumpy here. I'm a little afraid of these bumps. That might send the rear
Dude, the
wheels
other
off.
day they had, like on this street, it was all the way down to the dirt, which is like a 7-inch drop. And they didn't even have signs.
I'm a little nervous.
So now they paved it. Before it was just asphalt to dirt. That was it. Whoever came up with the job plan on what they're doing in this neighborhood is now. I don't understand how they figured out do this first and then this. I don't know what's going on. It's just like the Super Duty at like 1500 RPM. It sounds like it's going to explode. Not designed for RPM. Now this little dirt thing is a little bit bumpy. Everything's together back there and it's not making any weird noises.
Oh, it feels as good as it ever has. It doesn't have a lot of the rumble that we noticed before, which is a good sign. It means we worked on the right things, right?
Yep, some bearings and stuff were growling.
It's nice fresh fluid and a lot of rotating parts.
Yep. Yeah, it does feel a lot smoother than it ever
Oh
has.
yeah, there's not that constant rumble and growl.
Ta-da! We
that?
made it back home and we didn't even drive the wheels off of it.
No.
So that's good. What do you think, Nate?
I think it's significantly better than it was.
It's getting quieter. The more we work on it,
Yeah.
the quieter it gets.
Yeah, it's great.
What's next on this truck?
I don't actually know right now. For once, I don't know what to do next.
I think we just need to drive it.
Okay, we
Maybe
can
we
do
need
more of
to
that.
drive it around
I do need some gas.
and test it at this point, right? Because what else do we don't need it mechanically. I think we did everything. We had the whole front part, we had the whole
We've
rear
rebuilt
part.
the front end. We've done both rear wheel bearings. We've got the turbo and all that stuff. It's still a little rich, but not like unbearably so.
Yeah.
The steering is fixed. There's
Yeah.
fresh fluid and everything. We even have a floor mat. All our gauges work, except for the temp gauge, which that's still kind of weird, but I don't really know what to do about that yet. Because we put the new cinder in, but
Oh, it is backwards or
right,
something.
it's
huh?
like it thinks it's backwards, or maybe the
I think we plan on a day where we can load up one vehicle with tools and stuff, just in case.
yeah.
And have two, like you and your truck, and then I could be in something else, and we could go cruise around and just like do 100 miles or a couple 100 miles, just like short little areas where we can go from one town to another town or whatever, just to test it out.
Just to putt around. Yeah, that'd be good.
That's our next plan.
All
That's
right.
probably going to be this week or this weekend.
Could be.
All right, that's our plan. No, I'm not getting ready to shoot an adult bondage film. This is a GoPro mount, you frickin' sicko. Anyways, let me get you up there. Stop it with the adult bondage stuff. Let me get you mounted on my head. So you can see what I'm about to do. All right. Come on. This ought to work. Get up there. Now that you're up there and you're not on this anymore. Let's go get some stuff going here. We're lazy, so we're not gonna move this inside because here's the shop. Anywho, on Saturday, we're going to take this for a test drive. But we need to have a chase vehicle. What's our chase vehicle? I know you guys are super excited. Well, here it is. Ta-da! We're going to take red. So we got to check the fluids in it. And that's basically as much as we're going to prepare it. So the power steering doesn't have any power steering fluid in it, apparently. The oil dipstick right here. Oh, it does have oil. It's a little low. It's pretty black. Let's put quart in there. How about that? So we'll just wipe that off, stick this back in. We're just gonna wing it, basically. So we need oil, we need power steering fluid. Do we have brakes? It's, you know, mostly there. Maybe we'll put some brake fluid in there. So we basically need everything so far. Do we have coolant? That's also low. It's the strangest thing in the world. Everything is low on this. Do we have fuel? We can go get some. Do we have a battery? We do. It's corroding. That's cool. It's not hooked up, so it's probably okay. Do we have everything else? Transmission dipstick's down there. Can't check that until it's running. Okay. Okay, that's as far as we're gonna do troubleshooting. Let's go get some fluids, top some things off. When you got an old vehicle as delicate as that one, you just take whatever the first thing is you grab. So that is almost empty. Do we have other brake fluid? Oh, power steering fluid. But you know what? It takes type F, if I remember right. Yep, here we go. Okay. We needed oil, right? So what oil do we have that's like a weird one? Oh, look, here's some more brake fluid. Okay. By the way, that's for sale if anybody wants to buy it. That's why it's sitting there. Yeah, let's just put this in there. What the hoot. Okay, and we need coolant. 50-50 green. Do not add water. We got our stuff. We got our things. We got too many things to carry. Oh, we'll put this in the power steering. Doodrum whopper first. Oh, whoa. Power steering doodrum whopper. Power steering fluid mixes perfectly fine with motor oil when you don't care. Gotta be perfect. Let's go get the key. Try and start it. What's that little guy for, I wonder? Okay. Ooh, that battery sounds weak. Oh, we got a sputter. It looks like it's low on fuel. And the fuel gauge does work, and it's well below the E, so maybe I should get fuel and bring some back and put it in there, because it's non-existent. All right, let's let this idle for a little bit, and then we'll check the trans fluid. It died. Why did it die? What if it ran out of fuel? It's got a little bit in there. What the heck? I bet you it ran out of fuel. I bet you it did. I think I might have fuel. Let's see. This is a 2-gallon. It was almost fullish. It was like 1.5 in there. Yep, it was out of fuel. So 2 gallons apparently doesn't even move the needle. We will put this in the cab, so it reminds me, why is that in the cab? Anyways, let's check the trans. hear that ridiculously loud exhaust leak, just ignore that. It's fine. Ooh, it does say add. Check when idling hot in park. Well, it's not hot, but it's hot enough. All right, let's go get some Type F. Okay. I think I'm gonna hook up the battery charger to that battery, make sure it's good to go. I'll just leave it plugged in till Saturday, and we should be good. We just got to remember that we need fuel. All right, it's gonna be a couple days for me, but it's gonna be like right now for you, and it's gonna be Saturday, and we're gonna be going.